In some circles, it's like, I feel like sometimes we believe more that the devil knows our name than that God knows our name. In reality, the devil probably doesn't even know where we live. But God knows where you live. And that's the heartbreak of God throughout all time. He wants to actually share in our life. He wants to share in our pain. He wants to share in our sickness. He wants to share in our jokes. He wants to share in your laughter. He wants to share. He wants to actually share in the experience. He's already there with you. Have you ever shared your movie with him? Oh, you're crazy. Well, then this whole thing's crazy. Christianity's crazy if that's crazy, because that's what Jesus called us to. See? Right? Share your movie with him. Or if you don't believe in going to movies, don't share your movie with them. You know what I mean? Share you're not going to movie with them. Share everything with him. Man, everything gets kind of panned out if we share it with him. Answers, you know. We lost a baby in October. And I remember as a man, you know, you sit down next to your wife after she loses the baby. And we were real excited about having this baby. And you want to fix it. Or you want to say something. And I remember this friend of ours, thank God for this friend and his wife of ours. They just had the common sense and the spiritual wisdom to just say, right now, just go to Jesus. They never said one thing to us. They just said, right now, over the phone, they did this. Over the phone, we're on the phone with them. Okay, go to Jesus right now. Go to Jesus. Do you see Jesus? Do you see him? Do you see him with your baby right now? I see Jesus. We're crying. We're weeping. You see Jesus? Yeah, I see Jesus. All right. Does Jesus have the baby? Jesus is going to take care of that baby now. Are you willing to give the baby to Jesus? Well, it's in 2 hours. Our kids are going to be home from school. And my son, he went to the 3D ultrasound and saw the baby. And he's so excited about the baby. What do we do? What do we do? Like, we can't ignore it. We can't just blow it off. We got to tell Samuel about it. He knows this baby's coming. He's excited for his little brother. What are we going to do? This friend of mine had the spiritual sense to say, bring him to Jesus. Remember, we sat on the bed. Our little 1-year-old Lucy's running around, throwing stuff everywhere, screaming. That's the context. It isn't some spiritual context. It's just yelling and screaming and throwing toys. And we're sitting on the bed, and I say to Emma, my little 5-year-old at the time, she's 6 now. I said to Emma, I said, this is what happened. Jesus decided that he wanted the baby. He wanted to have the baby for himself, and so the baby's with Jesus now in heaven. And Emma said, well, did the baby die? Yeah, the baby died. Emma, the baby died. And I didn't really have that much faith for this, to be honest with you, but I looked at Emma in the eyes and I said, but you know what? You can see the baby right now. Go to Jesus. Just close your eyes right now, Emma, and go to Jesus. He's right here with us, Emma. I remember she closed her eyes. Emma's such an unbelievable kid. She's just so creative. She closed her eyes right away and she said, okay. I said, okay. Do you see Jesus? Yep, I see Jesus. Do you see the baby, Emma? Yep, I see the baby. I mean, Emma's so unbelievable. She just sees with her eyes of her heart so quickly. Immediately, my faith is building because this is going so well. I thought it was going to go horrible. I said, wow, you see Jesus? Yeah, I see Jesus. Yeah, I see the baby. Yep, I see the baby. I see the baby. Oh, the baby's so cute, she said. Oh, the baby's so cute. I said, what does the baby look like? Oh, it's a little boy. The baby's a little boy. And Jesus must have got clothes for the baby, because the baby's got little clothes on. I said, wow. Me and Rachel are crying. It's so beautiful. I said, well, Mommy and Daddy, we had to give the baby to Jesus. You want to give the baby to Jesus, Emma? Yeah, I'll give the baby to Jesus. And she gave the baby to Jesus. Jesus is going to take care of the baby now, Emma. Okay. Then my son Samuel. I have built up faith. I'm really excited now. I say, Samuel, are you ready to go to Jesus? He was kind of a little reluctant. I said, close your eyes. He closed his eyes. I said, do you see Jesus? No, he said. All I see is blackness. All I see is blackness, Daddy. Well, keep looking a little harder. Maybe you'll see him. So we sat there for a few minutes. You see him yet, Samuel? No, I just see blackness, he says. Thinking in my head, what can I say now? Maybe, do you hear him saying anything? No, all I hear is your voice. All I hear is you talking to me. That's all I hear. Oh, man. And then I said, well, if you don't hear him, you don't see him, maybe I know he's here, Samuel. Why don't you tell him what you want to tell him? And I'll never forget this for the rest of my life. He said, with a loud voice, he screamed at Jesus and he said, give us the baby back! And then he ran to his room. And I looked over at Rachel. I don't even know what to say. We're both crying. And then Rachel says, as he leaves and he gets in his room and we hear him down there crying, I'm about ready to go down to him. And she says, that's so amazing. I said, why? She said, because that's the first thing I wanted to tell Jesus. But I didn't say it. We got our friends back on the phone and we told them what had happened, and they said, oh yeah, see, Samuel saw the baby. Samuel's the big brother. Samuel was protecting Rachel. See, he was becoming the big protector, and he was speaking to Jesus, and you need to tell him that's okay, because Jesus, he can handle that. He can handle your frustration, Samuel. It's okay that you're upset at him. And what was so precious is that, see, Rachel was getting delivered by that kind of statement, see. Because she knew she had felt that way, and God knew that she had felt that way. It's amazing how quickly you heal when you just go to Jesus. The healing is so much quicker when we just go to Jesus. Bring your worries to God.